This dude is me, and I'm on one of the biggest structures in the world. I added the craziest structure mod to Minecraft that adds these giant bandit towers and mechanical nests, and even an entire mining system. There's also a giant secret end structure, so stick around to the end. Also, I would appreciate if you dropped a like and subscribe, as it helps the channel grow. And now, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Let's get started with our first structure, the wishing well. You see, if you go near a wishing well, it'll give you advancement saying to jump, and if you jump inside it, well, it will give you a random effect. But this structure's size is nothing compared to our next structure, because you see, just a little bit more size, and you got yourself the bathhouse. A beautiful Asian-style building with mangrove wood. And this is not a peaceful structure like the previous one. It's actually a dungeon. You're gonna want to come here prepared, because the mobs in here are really tanky. But fear not, because the loot is great, and the loot is worth it. This specific variant I found had 4 floors, but there are bigger ones that can generate with up to 5 floors. So overall, it's a pretty big structure. Great, now that we're done with the tiny guys, let's move on to our first mega structure, the bandit towers. This massive colossal structure with a mix of towers and bridges usually spawns in hot biomes such as the mesa or the desert. It houses a bunch of mobs, mainly pillagers, and it has many floors. And obviously it's a dungeon, so you're gonna need to come well prepared, and it looks absolutely stunning. To give you a perspective of what it would be like to play this structure as a player, let me provide you some shots. As you can see, this structure is pretty massive. Now if you're anything like me, I've loved this structure. And another structure quite similar to this one is the Thornborn Towers. Aside from the cool name, it also has flowers growing on the side of it, and it's perfect to parkour on the sides. It also has plenty of bridges and balconies, so you're never gonna run out of cool sights and things to explore. As for the mobs guarding this place, well, they're gonna be tough to overcome. And at the very top, there are even guards riding phantoms. This structure reminds me of the tower runs from Minecraft dungeons. Now if those 2 structures you just saw wasn't big enough for you, which is crazy by the way, then I have another structure, the Shiraz Palace. This mega structure generates in sandy biomes, and it's massive. As you can see, it's bigger than both the previous ones combined. It uses up more blocks than the both previous ones combined. The outside looks stunning. As for the interior of this place, well, I think the camera speaks for itself. Mobs guarding this place are gonna be heavy hitters and tanky ones, so you're gonna need to come here well prepared. I wouldn't come here before getting netherite enchanted armor. Now obviously this structure is cheesable by just building 2 blocks up, like a loser. But you know what? What's the fun in that? Fight the mobs like a real player, or just die. Now giant structures are cool, but you know what's cooler? Giant flying structures, which is where our next structure comes in, the Heavenly Challenger. This massive ship that roams the skies of the overworld kind of has a shape from those, those triangle looking ships from Star Wars. And it's huge. It got 4 floors. And it has a boss at the end of the structure. As you can see from the back, it has a giant fan. Now getting onto the ship is super difficult, because there are phantoms guarding the place. My advice would be to just ender pearl on the ship. And oh boy, the enemies on the ship are difficult. They wear netherite gear and they ride hoglins. Combined with the phantom riding mercenaries from earlier, this ship is gonna be almost impossible to take down. Another structure that is kind of difficult to come by, but once you do come across it, it's gonna be pretty epic, is the mining system. This entire structure is filled to the brim with creepers, skeletons, and other dangerous mobs, and it also houses a bunch of iron and a bunch of diamonds. High risk, high reward structure again. And this structure can span very long. You can even ride minecarts in it. Now another really cool structure is the Illager Watchtower. Why, you may ask? Well, because it gives you a lifetime supply of wheat. Be careful though, across the wheat fields are extremely fast zombie villagers holding iron hoes. Once you enter the structure, it's a whole different story. You can climb up the top, but there's illagers waiting to shoot at you. And once you're at the top, you may claim your prize. There's also a basement that has a trap. If you do something wrong down there, the entire structure is gonna blow up. Oh, and there's witches and vindicators too, so be careful. Now the next structure is gonna take you a little by surprise, just because of how massive it is. Welcome to the Kisegi Sanctuary. This massive Asian-styled building has 2 staircases going either way. Now, once you are in, you'll notice that this structure houses a few trial spawners, and bonfires across the first balcony. The door of the structure is at the front where you came from. It has a tiny little opening, with a bell at the front. Now once you go inside, be wary. There are traps across the dungeon. I won't tell you where, because I want you to find out yourself, but there are massive traps. And let's just say this structure has a lot more to it than it appears. Once you go through the main gates and go up the stairs, and fight your way through the hordes of mobs, and you can even go to the jungle room, which houses a massive naturey looking room. And this is by far my favorite room. This room has parkour, and mobs obviously. You can go up and up and up, and each time you come across a balcony, just look at how far you've come. At the very top there's a beautiful room, which looks so chill. You can even make it onto the roof. It also has giant cherry blossom trees growing on the side of it. It's beautiful. Now we've already seen flying structures in this video, but there is an even better flying structure. The mechanical nest. This massive, steampunk styled structure is one of my favorite structures. And it's not hard to see why. I mean, look at the design of this place. I honestly do not care about what's inside, even though what's inside is what makes it truly unique. The interior of this place is truly mesmerizing. I'll leave that for you guys to discover when you play the mod yourselves, but just look at the outside. Look at the giant gears and cogs. Look at the giant domes. Look at its exterior. Goodness me, this looks amazing. It looks like something you would find in Star Wars. Again, coming to Star Wars. And the balconies of this place are amazing. I would love to turn this to my base once I conquer this structure. Now this structure is so large that it nearly touches the world height limit. You see, this structure is none other than Keep Kyra, the structure I was on at the intro of this video. This structure has a massive gate at the front, and once you go through it, you'll see the giant steps. And clearly, this is no ordinary man's structure. This is a house built for a Goliath. Now this structure doesn't have tiny little rooms like before. It has one center giant room with balconies surrounding the area. Kinda like a shopping mall. And let's not even talk about the basement of this place. This place has a giant basement, which looks stunning. It's like an entire world on its own. It also houses giant windows. Obviously the mobs in this place are going to be crazy heavy hitters. I hope you come prepared. Taking on a structure like this is not going to be easy. There are countless spawners across the entire dungeon. But if you manage to conquer this place, let me know, because I would be so shocked. The amount of time and dedication you put into clearing a place out like this, crazy. Now, for the final dungeon. The Aviary. This bizarre structure is found in the outer regions of the End, and it's home to phantoms. Probably the place they came from. Housing creatures wearing netherite armor. This is going to be your final destination. Your final place you're going to conquer in your Minecraft world. It looks ethereal. Almost feeling like an end of a journey. Personally, this is one of the most unique structures I've ever seen. It houses libraries. And at the very bottom floor there are chorus fruits growing. There is also a basement to this structure, which resembles a very expensive restaurant. We've explored countless structures, from flying structures to ones in different dimensions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I wanted to give a huge shout out to you, my viewers, my subscribers. Thank you for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. It was my goal to hit 1,000 subscribers before December. You guys made that dream come true in August. So thank you, from the bottom of my heart.